Greetings, Dave here, DCPFX. Now this video I actually made yesterday. I went through the whole spiel and I went to go edit the video and no audio. Got in this morning, took a look at the connectors, one end was a little loose. So let's do this again. So, last weekend, or just the other day, was up here in the Great White North was Snowmageddon. I got, I think, from my Imperial friends, a foot and a half of snow. Lots of flaky, light stuff. Easy to get through, but still has a lot of snow. So Thursday afternoon was terrible. Friday just didn't even bother going to work. It just was all blow out the house. So because I was home, it was a movie weekend. And it ended up being B-movie weekend. Started off with Buckaroo Banzai because why not? I had a new steelbook that had the 2-hour retrospective, so I watched that and I thought, since I'm here, let's watch the whole movie again. Once I finished that, I thought, well, I think it's time for something a little bit more, I guess, out there. The Phantom. Billy Zane, Christy Swanson, fun. I love this movie. I would actually love to see this in a box set with The Shadow and The Rocketeer. Make it your 1938 movie film fest. Never happened, different studios, but that would be great to get that together in one. Although I do have The Rocketeer on Blu-ray and I have the other two on DVD, so I guess that's good. So once I did that, I thought, well, it's time for some more really cheesy movies. I'm on a roll here. Next up was Return of the Killer Tomatoes. I'm sure people know about the Killer Tomato movies. There's been, I think, 4 of them. I know at least of 3. I think there's a 4th. Wow. This movie stars George Clooney, and he doesn't ever talk about it in any of his press kits. He's hilarious in this movie. I don't know why he doesn't talk about it. He's great in it. Also stars Anthony Stark. Where was he when they were working on Iron Man movie? You might recognize him from an episode of The Flash, the original Flash, back in 1990. He played a character called the Ghost in one episode. This movie is irreverent and it doesn't take itself too seriously. The first movie was just a really cheesy, slight horror movie. This one just goes a couple different directions. It's a comedy by huge leaps. It's a huge comedy. George Clooney, as I said, is hilarious in it. It also stars John Astin as Dr. Gangrene, the bad guy. John Astin from Addams Family and lots of other things. The best part of this movie is it breaks the fourth wall all the time. It actually starts off with a few things, and at one point George Clooney's spinning a pizza and someone says, "Hey, change the channel," and he walks away and the pizza's gone. And then near the end of the movie, they say, "Hey, isn't it funny everything we set up in the first reel pays off in the last?" And no, not everything. And the pizza falls on his head. They're really funny. Some of the great parts about this movie is with the fourth wall breaking. It also starts off with very generic beer, generic chocolate, generic this. And then halfway through the movie, it pans back, director goes, "John DeBello, cut, we're out of movie, we have out of money, we nothing left to do this." And George Clooney says, "Well, why not product placement?" What? Generic beer. No, let's do this. So we have Foster's, we have Moosehead, we have Nestle's Crunch. It actually goes off in this whole weird tangent where they have this whole scene on just product placement. And then it gets further and further on. Another interesting part they have of this is one of the shows that they're watching on the TV is Full Contact Americans Cup. So you have the Americans Cup from the 80s, and then suddenly you have it interspersed with old footage from like the Dutch. Hilarious. And the movie just wraps up so well. Great movie. From there, moved on to the next one, Time Cop. I watched some Jean-Claude Van Damme movies a lot. Bloodsport, Time Cop, Hard Target. I love Time Cop just because if you know me, you know I love time travel movies and time movies. I like the theories they put forward in time travel for this one. I didn't like the Avengers Endgame time travel theories. That doesn't make sense to me in temporal physics, but It's also make-believe. Another great part about Time Cop is Mia Sara. Oh, I love Mia Sara. She, ever since I saw her in Legend, I thought this girl is something. And then she was in Time Tracks, another great TV show from the 90s. Time travel again. I'll talk about that in another video. So when I'm looking at Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, I have a box set. It's got Time Cop, it's got Hard Target, it's got Street Fighter, and it's got The Quest. I've seen the first three. I've seen Hard Target and Time Cop a lot, Street Fighter a few times. The Quest I never watched. So I thought, well, let's throw it in and see. Wow. Why was this movie even made? It's a poor man's Bloodsport. Now I know Jean-Claude Van Damme directed it, and he wrote it with Frank Dukes, and Frank Dukes is another story. I want those 2 hours back. It really was. Anyway, the only saving grace is it did a really good job of showcasing some other martial arts. There's one gentleman doing capoeira. He was phenomenal at it. And then the Chinese fighter was doing, he had snake, he had monkey, tiger. Very, very good reputation of it. But what a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. I guess I can say at this point, much like the angry video critic, I watch it so you don't have to. Don't. If you think about maybe I should watch this, don't. Save yourself the time. Anyway, that's my video for now. I just thought I would share with you some B movies. I love B movies, and they don't take themselves too seriously, which is what I love about them. Anyway, that's my video for now. Again, since I had to record this twice. Thanks for checking in. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you are not yet subscribing, click below and subscribe. That would be great. The more subscribers I get, the more I can put out there, because then I'll know people are watching them. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you again. Thanks for coming in and checking out my video on B movies. My daughter said, B movies? Why would you watch that cartoon? I had to explain what it was. Anyway, if you like this video, click like and subscribe at the bottom. And also over here on the side, you'll see more movies that I've made that are part of my channel. Thanks for checking in. Have a great day.